Alright guys, if you're like me and you have a Model 1 Sega Genesis, but you don't have a composite video cable for it to output to your TV, and you don't want to use the RF output because of the inferior video quality, there is a very easy mod you can do in order to get a composite video output out of this without needing the official cable, which for this particular model can be kind of hard to find. I mean, I've had the Sega Genesis for almost 3 years, and I've never come across a video cable for the Model 1, which is what this is. And it's very easy. It doesn't require any soldering. You don't even have to take the system apart. All you need is a spare composite video cable, electrical tape, a wire cutter, and a paperclip. Now, I've already done it, so I'm not going to do it again, but I think you'll be able to get the gist of where I'm going with this. First, you're going to take your composite video cable and get your wire cutter and cut off the end of it. And then you're going to strip some of the rubber shielding off. Let me put my lid on it so you can see a bit better. And when you do that, you will notice you're going to get two wires. You're going to get a bare, sort of a brass, or it's a copper wire. You'll get a bare wire that comes out, and then this shielded wire, which you can see in red. The red cable is the shielded wire, and then you can sort of see the bare wire right there. The bare wire is your ground, and the red wire is your video. So what you want to do after that is go up the red wire a little bit and strip some of that off to reveal the bare wire inside of there, and you're going to twist both wires up separately, and I want to rephrase that, separately from each other. You don't want them connecting, or you don't want the bare wires to be connecting to each other, but you're going to take the bare wire and twist it up, then you're going to take the video wire separately and twist that up. And then you're going to get your paper clip and cut off the two straight parts on the paper clip. So you get these, basically about an inch long strip of wire, I guess you could say. And you're going to get your two wires that you stripped and wrap each one around one of these. So you wrap your ground around this one, and then you wrap your video around the other one. Again, making sure that they are not touching. Then you wrap electrical tape around each individual wire so that there's no chance of them making contact with each other. And then what I did, you don't have to do it, but I did, is after I taped both of them separately, you can kind of see that, if the camera will focus, there, that's as good as it's going to get. But you can sort of see that I taped both of them separately, and then wrapped another bit of electrical tape around both of them to keep them to help prevent them from like breaking off. And I left the very end here exposed so I can see which is the bare wire and which is the video wire, so I know which one of these connectors is the ground and which one is the video. After that, you're going to go onto the back of your Sega Genesis. You can usually find the Pinouts online. Here's the Model 1 pinout. The reason why there's 8 pins is for like RGB and stuff like that. But for composite video, we only need 2 of those. One for the video and one for the ground. So the only 2 pins you'll be using is this left pin here, pin 2, and this bottom pin, pin 4. Pin 2 is the composite video output, and pin 4 is the ground for that. You don't want to mix this up because you might end up shorting something out. For example, one of these other pin connections is actually a 5-volt connection, so if you connect one of the connectors up to the 5-volt, you'll end up making the system shut off. But again, you're going to look at this, make sure that the red connector is going onto the left pin right there, and that the bare wire connector is going to the bottom pin. So if I can angle this, ah, dang it, sucks. But you can see our red wire is going to go into the video output, and our ground wire is going into the ground connection, and you just stick it in there, and there you go. You've just made your own composite video cable for the Model 1 Sega Genesis. Now, your next question will be, what are we going to do about audio? Now, the back of the Sega Genesis only outputs mono audio. But the Sega Genesis can output stereo. This front headphone jack outputs in stereo. So what you're going to do next... the buzz. But what you're going to do next is take your headphone to RCA audio converter that you bought. You plug the headphone type connection into the headphone jack on the front, and then you plug the 2 audio cables into your TV or VCR or whatever. And the other end of the composite video cable that you stripped would go into there as well. And then you get your power cord. Mine is hooked up back there, so I'm going to have to pick this whole thing up and put it back up here. But you're going to take your power cord and plug it in the back here. There we go. So, plug everything into your VCR or TV, turn the TV on, and plug in, turn it on, we get a picture. And I can tell you, it looks much better than the RF output of this thing. You can see it's nice and colorful, it's rather sharp. Of course, composite video has its limits, but certainly looks a lot better than RF. And the audio definitely sounds better than RF as well. Now, one thing I should note is that since you're using the headphone jack as your audio output, you can adjust the volume of it with the volume control. So when I turn the... let me turn the TV up so you can hear it more. When I turn the volume down on here, the volume on the TV goes down. And I can turn it up and down and wherever. So yeah, that's how that works. Very easy mod, no soldering required, no taking things apart. All you need is a composite video cable, a headphone jack to RCA audio converter, a wire cutter, and electrical tape, and a paperclip. And then, of course, a Sega Genesis. You can also do this with the Model 2 or Model 3 if you are really desperate and don't have a video cable for it. However, the video cable for the Model 2 and 3 Genesis systems are a lot easier to find. But if you really wanted to, here's the pin output for the Model 2. As you can see, it's different than the Model 1. But you could do it. I haven't tried that, because I don't have a Model 2. I do have a Model 3 Genesis, if you can see. But I have the video cable for it, so I don't need to make my own for that one. And plus, there's no headphone jack output on the Model 2 and 3 systems, so you'd have to get another RCA cable and wire that up for the audio and find the audio output. But that's it. That's the way of making your own composite video cable for the Model 1 Sega Genesis. Take care.